Welcome to Generic Park.
Survival is a long shot.
So I recently watched the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer a couple of times. I was going to do a trailer breakdown for it, but I don't think there's any point because there's nothing that we can break down because there's nothing that we have speculated on other than what we've seen in previous films. So we can forget the breakdown. I wish I'd done a trailer reaction though, because all the way through this trailer, I was just holding my head thinking, why are they doing this? This movie looks like it's a complete nostalgia trip for people who still hold on to what is dear to the original franchise. But the problem with that being is the people that hold on to the original franchise, myself included, see this as nostalgia bait. At the beginning of the trailer, we see that look that we saw at the end of Jurassic Park when you see T-Rex over the banner, and that's what we see here. So straight away, we're like, they're just trying to bait us with nostalgia, whereas maybe the younger audience are looking at it going, oh, that happened in the first movie, that is amazing. If I'm being honest as well, it looks like the plot, even down to the characters themselves, look exactly like what we saw in Godzilla X Kong, and that film was atrocious. It had a badass girl, a badass female lead who was smart at everything and could do everything. It had a sidekick who was a smart geek guy, but he was dumb to love. He was dumb to common sense, and he's only there to make the audience laugh because apparently that's funny.
More or less.
We've got a badass side character as well who can do no wrong. He's part of the place. He knows where he's going. He's been there before, and he can take them along the way until he dies. Then you've got other characters that we don't really care about, but we also think to ourselves, are they going to die? Are they going to survive? Who knows? So in terms of the characters and the possible character development, I think it looks terrible. Of course, Scarlett Johansson will be the best thing in this film, and rightfully so, but she still looks like she's been written as this generic female girl boss that can do no wrong, and she has to save these guys time and time again. The dinosaurs look fine, the CGI looks fine as well, but the problem that I have for this is these dinosaurs don't look anything like they did in the first film. Now, the first film was set in 1993. Of course, things can move on since then. Maybe the genetics can change, but I don't think they can change over just over 30 years. Now, the dinosaurs look more realistic today as to what we think they're supposed to look like. I know that some dinosaurs are supposed to be more scaly and feathery in real life, but when the film came out in 1993, we didn't have the technology to know that. So the dinosaurs probably don't look anything like they were supposed to in real life. When you fast forward to 2025, we've got more information as to what these dinosaurs were supposed to look like, and they kind of look more like them now in this film than they did in the first film. But if this film is set where the first film was placed, then these dinosaurs should still look like they did in the first movie. They made the mistake in the first film. They need to continue on with that mistake. I don't think over 30 years they can all of a sudden branch out to what they're supposed to look like now. Also, because this is set in the same world as the rest of the movies, how many times do people want to go to one of the islands where the dinosaurs are to do something or research something or collect something only to be under threat from these dinosaurs? What is the point? It seems like they're trying to regurgitate the same stories over and over again with the same generic characters doing the same things, telling us the same jokes, running on everything that we saw before, and for us to go, wow, that's amazing. I'm all for sequels, I'm all for prequels, I'm all for remakes, I'm all for anything in a franchise as long as they give us something good and fresh. But how can you go from what we got in Jurassic Park in 1993 to something like this, so generic in 2025? It's mind-blowing. So with all that being said, it doesn't look good. I think it looks pretty bad, to be honest, but I am a Jurassic Park fan. The first movie is one of my favourite movies of all time, so of course I'm going to go and see this movie at the cinema. I have kids who will also want to see this movie at the cinema. This film is definitely aimed at kids. It's aimed at people who don't really think about it too much and don't want a Citizen Kane or a Schindler's List type of film, and that's not what we're going to get with with Jurassic Park movies, and I don't think we should get that with Jurassic Park movies, but I think they need to treat the audience with a bit of respect now and go, do you know what? The audience aren't going to laugh at these generic characters. The audiences know that we try and pull them in with nostalgia. It doesn't work anymore. Let's tone it down. Maybe show us some bits of nostalgia to make us go, that's a cool little nod, but don't force it in our face. Because if you force it in our face, it's almost like you've ran out of ideas and you don't know what else to do other than tell everybody, we love Jurassic Park and we're making a movie because we love it, you love it, and you will love this one. So what are your thoughts on it, guys? Are you looking forward to it? One thing that I didn't mention is I'm really disappointed that we didn't go back to those horror roots. That's why I want to cover it on the channel, because I feel like the Jurassic Park franchise started out as a horror franchise, or at least a kids or a family horror franchise. But since then, it's just kind of veered into that kind of Disney style franchise. And I know it's Paramount, but it's this kind of Disney style franchise that nobody likes anymore. But anyway, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back!